All right, here we are, May 13th, 2025, 13 days past the college deadline for if you've been accepted to a decent school for when you need to like lock in the school. I think they call it May 1st deadline, something, I don't know. I haven't been to college in a ton of years, but since now I have someone of college age, so I figured I'd do a video on kind of make it make sense, how to pay for college, so on and so forth, and kind of giving a personal example of what's going on in my life. This is what we do. So, of course, I started off with the screen that I watch all the time because, hey, you should be buying stocks, ABB. Always be buying. And so when your kid does need to go to college, you already have money saved away for it. So we're going to start this off by talking about, let's first start with the school that we're talking about going to. It can be any school, but we're going to be specific. So we're talking about ODU, which I think is a pretty good school, and total cost to go there. So even with in-state tuition, to go there, live on campus, on their website, their cost estimator has it at $27,343. So now we have a basis cost of what it's going to cost to go here per year. So then let's start talking about how to pay for this. That's the most important thing. How are you going to pay this $27,000? So we'll first start off with private loans. So that's a thing, people say, oh, pay for with private loans. Well, if your kid's a freshman and they're a freshman in college, they generally don't give freshmen much money for loans. They wait as they become further along grad school, they get more money, and by then hopefully they have a credit score. But you're generally a freshman in college is not going to have very much of a credit score, and is not going to be able to get much for an unsecured loan for college. So websites are like, oh, we do college loans, blah blah blah. They want a cosigner, and we all know what a cosigner is. So I don't cosign for anything. I'm against cosigning because, of course, if someone needs you to cosign, that means they can't pay for whatever they're trying to buy. So I don't do cosigning. Cosigning makes no sense to me. I'll either give you the money, or because I might as well just loan you the money myself and make you pay me back, because it's the same. At least if you don't pay me back, I'm just out of the money. My credit is not wrecked and ruined. There's also a Parent Plus loan, which essentially is kind of the same, which is the same thing. That's a loan directly to the parents. Parents have to pay back. Parents are responsible. So whether I go to Truist or Wells Fargo and take out a loan, a line on my house, whatever it is, it's kind of all the same. It's myself taking a loan out to pay for my kids' tuition. We're 100%, this is an option for people who are on different financial plans in life, but I'm going to shout out Dave Ramsey, Minority Mindset, Susie Orman. Anybody talking about saving money is always going to be against taking out these types of loans to pay for college. If you can't pay for it in cash, you don't need to be doing it, period. But everybody's in different places in life and aren't on a net worth chasing mission, so that differs from different people. Okay, so we've gone over private loans, Parent Plus loans, how your freshman college kid has no credit and can't get any money from anyone. So pretty much a loan for a freshman is pretty much out, but for major money, but that I've found. But hey, we can move on. Not to mention the interest rates are going to suck. All right, so then what's interesting in this tuition cost estimator, what's not in there is cost of books, which quick little Google. So they're saying that's an additional $1,200 a year. So let's just move over to this little spreadsheet that I did. And actually I underestimated the cost of books. So I'm going to chip that in and change that right now. And if I did my spreadsheet correctly, everything else is going to change with it. And it did. Kudos. Things you learn and should be able to do if you're going to college. Should be able to do a spreadsheet like this. All right. So now let's talk about cost of going to ODU. We have the cost of the college here, cost of books. And so my daughter has a car. So this is her car insurance. This is cost of maintenance, estimated cost of maintenance per car. Could be more than this, praying it's only this. So this is the total cost of supporting this individual to go to this school, $34,000. FYI, average, I happen to be of African American descent living in the United States of America. Average cost, average salary for a black man in America is $42,000. And this is $34,000. So this is really, if I made, average salary minus tax, tags and title, this is kind of what it is. So we can understand how much this costs to go to this school, how much college educations cost these days. So I broke down basically, now we're gonna get a little personal. So my daughter's getting a $2,000 scholarship to go there. The minimum financial aid you get basically if your parents make over this $42,000 a year, you basically get $5,500 in grant/loans, but mostly that's loans that the students are gonna have to pay back once they graduate. If you're serious about college, don't put a ton of money in your kid's name for them to pay back, would be what I recommend, but they do need some skin in the game. So if, once you graduate, can pop, whoever paid this off, whole nother conversation. But the kid does need some skin in the game. If they're not putting in skin in the game, we can end this college conversation now. So that's $5,500. Then we scroll down, here's T-Dub. I'm gonna kick in $5,000 a year somehow. I'm gonna rob, steal, and do whatever to get this money. Yeah, jokes. And then my mother started a college fund, which back to that whole thing about starting college funds and investing so you have money to pay for your kids' tuition. Here we go. This is where it is. So we got $5,000 a year for that. So far that's $17,500 in federal aid scholarships to go to this school. So then we slide down a little bit and we have money needed with car at $16,600. Still needed to go to the school. Money without car is at $11,293. So even with federal aid, federal grants, aid, scholarship, and $10K of free money to go there, we're still at a deficit of $11,200. So this is where I'm kind of going to end this video. I might pick it up again, make a part 2. I don't know. I did a similar video about cost of when you sink your kids into travel team sports in hope of them getting a scholarship, kind of how the return of investment on that. So I think we're done with this. We might have a part 2. We might edit it. We might not. I don't know. But hey, over and out. Make it make sense. College and how to pay for it.